on. Hello and welcome back to Kelly60 Plays Xenoblade Chronicles. Last time we started the game, saw the Battle of Sword Valley, as well as made it to the commercial district in Colony 9 with Shulk and Rhine. This time, you may notice we're back in the commercial district and it is night, because we have one quest that I wanted to show, at least beforehand, that I wanted to pick up during this point where I have to pick up items, because this is actually a collection quest, but it is under a named NPC. So I figured I'd actually show this off. So the girl's name is Desiree, and she has broken her watch. However, she's not as good as with machines as her father, which is brought up. However, he died a year ago, which makes Shulk question why he brought it up. If you're wondering what just happened there, it was me holding the analog stick. Because I'm thinking, oh, it's just going to stay there. Nope, it won't. And now, this is at least a little different from Xenoblade X. There is no load time for an area you're technically already in. If you're already in an area and you fast travel, there is no load time. But let's change the time, which you can go to the normal clock, swing back here. And I only say this because there's I think a challenge quest right here, or no, material quest, which is 2 small shells, which you get from Crabbles. Which, if you remember, one of my other quests is related, so we'll do that later. But now it's time for another cutscene.
All right, Shulk. How are you?
Dixon! When did you get back to Colony 9?
Just now. I see you've been busy. Looks like your Monado research has been going well. I made the right choice leaving you in charge.
Yeah, some of these lip syncs are definitely not working. It's a little more obvious where I'm staring at a more so objective idea, because I don't want to. Obviously, I like the game, but enough, even though I've never beaten it. However, seems that we got more story elements here. But the voice acting, unfortunately, does not match the lip syncs.
You think so? What are these hidden functions you mention?
It's still only conjecture, but it's starting to look like the Monado might be something far more significant than just a weapon for defeating Mechon.
I see. And the evidence to support your theory?
It's the symbol that appears in the center when it's activated.
At least, I think most of them except Shulk's. Surprisingly, but Shulk still has some moments where it does not match at what point in the sentence he is at.
So it's possible that other symbols could appear on different layers.
Which means
the Monado might conceal even more
then there's some cutscenes like this, that line
we could just unlock the Monado's power.
that Dixon just said earlier, that perfectly, for the most part, matched up the lip sync. And it's like, why the inconsistency here? It's not terrible, but it's definitely noticeable. Now again, if you're trying to read lips, and you don't know how to, kind of impossible. Interesting. Why is it sparkling there? That sparkling effect, as far as I'm aware, I did not see when I was doing the practice stuff, but I was playing in handheld for that, so some of the graphical effects might be turned off for that. And I don't remember it in the Wii version, and I've recently played the Wii version.
Well, I better get the supplies delivered to the defense force.
Oh,
I'll drop round the HQ and see how they're getting.
Okay then, I'll see you later.
Dixon's like, kid, get out of here.
Spending too much time in the lab. That's why you're always looking so pasty. You should
Oh,
go
I
out,
skipped
get
that.
some fresh
The other
air.
thing is, he says that he's always searching for. He's either in the lab or searching for junk in the scrapyard, and it's like, come on, get out of here. You need some fresh air right now. No more Monado research for you. And it's interesting that he does show some compassion towards. He's acting more so like a father figure towards Shulk. Oh, look, Dunbat. That does not look natural.
Are you awake yet?
That scar definitely does not look natural.
Already? You didn't have to bring it yourself. You could have just called me.
Don't be silly. Do you want me to feed you?
Don't treat me like an invalid. I'm better than I was a year ago.
Much better. I really thought I lost you back then.
Yes, but now I'm almost well enough to handle the Monado again.
Dunban, don't say that. The Meccan have gone now. Oh, why would you say that?
I just mean I'm prepared. Sorry.
And there's some graphics I swear are still the original
More importantly,
Wii graphic.
before it gets
That
cold.
necklace on Dunban definitely looks way more low polyed than his actual model.
Go and make your next delivery.
Like it's been engraved and
I'm sure you'd like
tattooed
Schultz to try
on.
some while it's still hot.
That's okay. Shulk has no sense of taste. He'll say it's delicious even if it's stone cold.
In which case, today he would actually.
In which case, a broken clock is still at least right twice a day. Fiora.
Dunban, thanks.
And that's just pointing out, Shulk's a little dense. Too involved in his research and stuff.
I'm not finished yet. I have to be prepared to use the Monado again.
Yeah, but your right arm definitely does not look like it can take anymore. But now, since we're at this point, we have control of Fiora instead of Shulk. And the next cutscene is literally just walk outside the door.
Hey, Fiora.
Dixon,
Looks like you're in a hurry. Where are you off to?
I just thought I'd take Shulk some food. I'm on my way to the lab.
Shulk's not there right now.
Really?
It's like, he's not in the lab?
Send him out
How?
to get some fresh air. You know where
It's
he's
like,
gone.
the fact that she immediately thought, hey,
That's the
I'm
one.
gonna go to the lab and give him food.
Thanks.
That seems reasonable. If you're that predictable, maybe you need to think something over. Then again, I can't be saying anything. It's our first time outside the colony without Shulk, which is technically the main character of the game, but technically in an RPG, all the characters you get for your party are main characters. And this is one change from the original and Xenoblade X that I adore. Some of these red exclamation points are collection dots. And the fact I've just walked into one means I just grabbed the giant hornet. First try. Or no, plate snow. Wait, did I put plate snow in? Oh, it's only one needed. So, thankfully, when you're doing a collection mission like this, so long as you know where they are, and you can essentially just keep resetting until you see the exclamation mark appear in that area you're at for an item. And my god, that saves so much time. And if you're wondering why there's so many exclamation points down, up here. They're technically below here where there's a water area. There's a fish called Piranax, which exists in the lower section. These specific enemies drop an item called Small Scales, which a quest asks for. So that's why they all those exclamation points appeared at that certain level when the map is open. But there's Shulk sitting on the bench thinking about the Monado.
Effective against the Mechon armor. They say that before time began.
And here's the ultimate drinking game. Take a shot every time you hear the word Monado spoken in this game. Trust me.
Have a secret
If you were playing the game non-stop,
to destroy
you'd
so
probably
many
be
Mechon,
dead.
and why he lost the use of his right arm. If I can just unlock the secret of its power.
I feel Shulk's way more upset, and I always hear the nitpick,
Fiora,
for Xenoblade 2 is they tried to make, all the weapons waifus and all that, because Japan, and it's like,
it's amazing.
Oh, Shulk.
I swear Shulk wouldn't care if it was one or not, at this point.
Delicious, but today it's amazing.
And Rex isn't as dense as Shulk. If we're talking about a denseness factor, oh my god, Shulk. Shulk.
What?
Shulk does not hold a candle to Rex in terms, or Rex doesn't hold a candle to Shulk in terms of denseness. Because right here, it's like, huh? Never mind. You wouldn't understand. And it's like, that one actually drives me through a roof a little more.
I'd forgotten what it feels like.
And if you're wondering, where's the curry? I assume that canteen had some.
You're spending too much time with Ryan. You're getting used to all the noise he makes.
Ah, joke on Ryan. I wonder why they don't make them laugh at the same time, though. That it just seems weird that they laugh out of sync here, and it's like, I feel like the effect would be a little better if it was at the same time. Ooh, a siren. Oh, and it's a debris siren. Ah,
Been much fooling.
junk is inexplicably falling from the sky. Makes for great target practice. I guess.
There might be more on the way. The anti-air batteries can't protect us out here. Let's get back to the lab.
Okay.
And now we head back to the lab. And if you're wondering, saying you want to swap a character in and out, you can't do it until right now. Maybe it's me, but I try to play the character that at least, I do tend to switch characters in an RPG, but I tend to play the character that I first meet in the game. So, I like Final Fantasy VI. And I don't think I put that out, but, Final Fantasy VI, I tend to always have Terra in my party. I try to always make sure I have Terra in my party at some point in the game. Because that's the first character I meet, and especially in the first half of the game, the character you spend the most time with. And it's like, that's been my mentality for a majority of RPGs. Granted, there will be times I will switch characters a little bit in this game, but that will be very few and far between. But you may have noticed we've walked up to a thing and I pressed the A button. This is a heart-to-heart. It's essentially a cutscene where you just talk between the two characters. I never ended up actually showing any of the Xenoblade X ones. They do exist, but they are dependent on time and place. And it's like, and which character, obviously. And that character had to not be in your party. This way, they have to be in your party. And for the most part, I'm going to be doing all the best routes for a heart-to-heart. So the one achievement I will not be getting is the one where you royally screw up. Because I don't feel that is the right thing to do. Oh god. And this is one nitpick I've heard a lot, and honestly I don't really care. There's no voice acting for these. Oh god, Fiora. Why? Kind of. Now, granted, if you want to hit the other ones, there are very funny extra dialogues that go with them. And with that, you might have noticed all that extra affinity there. The more affinity, we don't have access to this yet, but there is a thing in combat that is dependent on your affinity with your party members. So that's why especially you're going to see me mess with the affinity thing a lot. And I mean a lot. Can I run out there? Yes, I should. We'll quickly run out here. It's right up there for this next item. And then we'll head straight back. But, it's the first, the second, but the first one, Rabbit Diode for the one quest. Red lettuce. I just got 2 of those in a row. Now, unfortunately, a lot of collectibles end up just being fodder for something I'm not sure. I'll show off a little later, mainly due to the fact that there is an item that we need to get later. Specifically for the Collectopedia. And it is a very rare insect, and I swear I can't ever find it. Granted, there are times I have gotten it, so let's check. Probably not. Nope, I only got the red lettuce right here. And it's this one right there. It's referred to as the Sorrow Beetle. There is named NPCs, if you noticed when I was talking to Desiree at the beginning of the part, do have a trade button. And that allows you to, if you need to, trade an item with them for an item of the same or greater value. And obviously, I think if you undertrade, you get a lesser item. If you overtrade, you get the item plus 1 extra, equal to the amount over. Which is an interesting idea. Helps keep you on your toes. But looks like Ryan is in the lab. And about to touch the Monado, which I already know is a bad idea.
What are you doing? Shulk. No, I'm just.
And the Monado activates and possesses you. What? How does that work? Shulk, you know the secret that I can't hurt people. Why didn't you just get in front of him? Oh, yeah. And that symbol shows what it can currently kill. That is the Japanese kanji, if I remember correctly, for machine.
I'm fine.
It's broken.
And Fiora's like, what?
What do you mean it's broken? Don't you care about me? I could have died.
You're not hurt, are you?
And this is the part where I don't really care for Shulk.
More
Like,
importantly,
I would,
what were you thinking
no matter what I knew about the weapon, I knew, I would still check to make sure they were alright in case a piece of the machine that was cut did hurt them.
Is your body still feeling numb? We have to be very careful with the Monado. It's not a toy.
I know, man. I just wanted to touch it.
didn't know it would do that. Sorry. But is it true?
The Monado really can't cut people.
The
Huh?
pattern in that circle. Or maybe it's a symbol.
I
think it
question
shows
why
which
it looks
power
like
the Monado
a
has at the moment.
You think it's a symbol?
almost like a gun blade handle.
Well, if I could find
The
a way to
part right
increase
next to
number
the
of symbols,
circle engravement area, it looks like it would be a trigger with a normal handle. And it's like, huh?
But why were you more worried about a machine than me, Shulk?
well, I just explained why.
That's not the point.
Ryan's like,
Sorry.
oh. Oh no. What's happening now? It activated while Shulk's holding it, but he's not going insane. And the light just appeared at Shulk's head.
Until I've scrapped each and every one of you!
So, of course I want to get my revenge.
Your blade, it did not cut deep enough.
Ah. Ugh. Why do we see a machine with claws having blood on them? And Shulk saying no.
What I'm buying this happened there.
Ryan. Fiora.
Are you okay? Does it hurt?
No. Ryan. When
You know,
A blade of light.
a blue blade.
Did you
made
see
of
anything?
female.
Like
Same
blue
as just
blade of
now.
light.
I don't mean that. A feeling like time had stopped. And then,
Time had stopped.
Question it.
so, was it only me who saw that?
That sounds strange. Is it another...
Who knows? Anyway, no matter how good a sword it is, that's what happens when you hold it. Looks like Dunban really is the only one who can use it.
I
That's
won't
what
let
happened
Brandon-
when someone can use it.
Not after what it did to him.
Oh,
And Fiora's like, nope, after what it did to Dunban, nope, he's never using it again.
Anyway,
He's on house arrest and now I'm never letting him touch it. And it's like,
a few times
dang.
I've been researching the Monado for a long...
Shulk, don't act as if this is nothing.
Look, don't worry about it. Anyway,
Shulk's like, don't worry about it, it's nothing. It literally is nothing for me on that end.
old Square Tash is gonna put me on punishment
Ah,
duty.
punishment
Fancy taking
duty
it on?
for what?
punishment.
Coming in late?
The Colonel was pretty angry today.
Well, whether he hit me is neither here nor there, really. Although, actually, he did hit me.
Don't say that you actually got hit.
1,000 squats and sit-ups.
Whoa, nasty.
Yeah. And now I have to go all the way to the Magmel ruins and back.
So you have to go and collect the ether cylinders.
That's the one.
Shulk's like, I already overheard. I know exactly what you're being tasked to do to go
They can't move without
and
the
going
ether.
over to the Magmel ruin. So,
Ruins all out of stock.
sure, why not? I'll tag along.
Is the mobile artillery that big machine that crashed in the residential district?
Yeah, probably.
You know your way around there, right?
Yeah, okay, I'll go with you.
Yeah. Knew you.
Hold on. The Magmel ruins are in
I think
Definive, right?
Ryan's asking Shulk more so for directions rather than combat.
He's
Help.
delicate. Not like
What are you on about?
I'll be fine. I can take care of myself.
but
Okay, I got it.
a promise doesn't...
Promise doesn't mean much coming from you, Ryan. Ooh. Doesn't trust you. No trust whatsoever. Well, there we go. That's the first part of the game, and we have now access to both Ryan and Shulk in the party. And as they said, you can now upgrade low up arts. For me, I like upgrading light heal, because light heal, the more light heal can heal, is better. And rage. I don't have enough AP for rage. More aggro is good. And here's something I have yet to show off. The skill branch, the skill tree and skill branches. SP you get from killing enemies. For Shulk I tend to switch to intuition, because intuition as a basic portion of its thing will improve the agility of the user as he levels up. And once I hit 300, there's also a tension bonus, but we'll get into that later. For Ryan, enthusiasm. Why? Heavy equip, okay. He is the tank. Heavy equipment is good for him. And now we can also come over here for this part. You need 3 blue trains to fix that watch. Okay. Now we head to the magma ruins. And note, as I said for like the Final Fantasy VI stuff earlier, another part of it has also come into play here, and I think other RPGs do this as well. I'm not sure, but whatever level you are, determines what level your character, your new party members will be. So I was at level 5 when I about level 5, level 6 when I met back up with Fiora. So when I first got to Fiora, so Fiora was also level 6. Now, as far as I'm aware, it does not alter their level when they come back into the party after a leave. Unless I'm mistaken and it's relative to how much XP you've gotten since they left. However, I am not sure on that one, so do not quote me. Oh, it's Marcia, but that is something for later. Or earlier when Fiora was still in the party, but there's a reason why I'm waiting, and it's gonna take the 3 minutes to get to the Magma ruins and back. Because once we get to Magma, unfortunately, this is the first portion of the game where I like to do a little leveling. However, it is possible to do everything in about 30 minutes, so that's probably going to be everything I do for the next part. However, I'll try to make it at least a little entertaining, but by the time we finish all the leveling, we should come out of here at about level 12, which will net us a good level 12, level 13. And when I mean that is, we should be good on most level caps for this first couple areas doing so, which will help tremendously. And this is a quest completed. Which quest? I got the Rabbit Diodes collection quest 1. But we will clear out bullets and stuff later, because another thing, as I said earlier, enemies do have a tendency to drop chests when defeated, and different types of chests, like silver, and there is a gold variety. The gold variety also has a tendency of dropping rare items, which is good, and also unique monsters also have as far as I'm aware, a guaranteed chance of dropping these chests. So that will be good. But we got another cutscene heading into Magma, and somehow Fiora got here before we did, because apparently Ryan forgot the transport cases.
I'm coming along as well. I'd feel better going with you boys than sitting at home worrying about you. So, let's get moving.
Sorry, Ryan. She definitely does not trust you. And now that we have 3 party members, we have access to the main thing I wanted to get, which is the party gauge. Which, my god, will be a godsend. But before we end this quest, this part, I'm gonna get the last couple quest pieces for
Yes?
the area, and then I will warp back to the main entrance, because at this point, as I said, next part is going to be mostly a small leveling thing, because I would rather be a couple levels higher. As I said, only level 6. The monsters in the cave are about level 8 to 10. So I would like to be a little bit higher leveled for that, so I'm going to do some leveling. Other than that, hope everybody's been enjoying the Super Mario Galaxy parts, but have also been coinciding these, because I wanted to get those up as soon as I can, because next time I probably will need extra things. Won't be till much later, and I'll gonna do anything else. Everything else. So, hope you're enjoying that. But, as I said, questing next time, so if you don't really want to watch, don't watch, but I feel like we will still progress a little bit in some story aspects next part, so hope you enjoy, and thank you for watching. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!